So I thought I would start with talking about some young people might wonder if it's normal to worry about who they are and their body and how they feel, how they look. And given that adolescence is a time of incredible change in your physical state, in your emotions, in how you think, it's pretty normal to find it all a bit confusing and even overwhelming at times. And to start to wonder, who am I? And am I normal? Is it okay? That ties into wondering about your sense of self and how that affects you and how all these changes can affect you. And there's big changes that happen in the body for young people as well. And many young people might find that all a bit strange. Girls might get taller, and guys. Girls get some extra curves they didn't have before. Boys might be worried about that they're not getting big enough. Looking at other people in the class and wondering, am I normal? How come I haven't changed in that way, or how come I have changed in this way and nobody else has? And all that wondering and maybe even worrying, it's pretty normal for young people. But I guess it becomes a problem when all these worries take over and become the main thing that you think about. And you start to maybe focus only on the things that you don't like. You might not like your nose, you might have a crooked pinky, and these things, can become a focus of worry. But if you're focused on the negatives and worried about the lumps and bumps, or the fact that you aren't the right size or shape that you think you should be, life can start to feel pretty miserable. And it can affect how you see yourself, how you feel, how you relate to other people. And that can be a pretty hard road to travel. And I guess when it starts to take over, that's when it starts to be a problem. When you change the way you behave, maybe start restricting or eliminating some foods from your diet, or you start exercising fanatically and start to feel guilty when you eat something you maybe feel you shouldn't, or feel guilty if you didn't get out and exercise or work out that day. It's when it starts to take over your mind and there's not a lot of room for other things. It starts to feel like a huge pressure, or even starts to feel like a real buzz that you're overcoming your body. Then maybe it's time to worry a little bit. So I guess it's really important to figure out for young people who they are and what's right for them. We're all similar in some ways, but we're all individuals as well and have our own sort of unique characteristics and aspects. And figuring out, what's right for you, what kind of activities are right for you, how you like to be with other people, how you like to be within yourself, what's the right shape and size for you, not for anybody else. All those things are really important to figure out for yourself. The more you do with your body in different ways and with your mind in different ways, the more you can learn what's good about it and not just focus on the negatives. And that's really important. Unfortunately, human beings, we're very good at focusing on the negatives. It's sort of a natural way to be, and we remember them a lot more than we do the positives. So we have to put a bit more work into remembering the positives or noticing the positives and celebrating them. So, the tendency is if someone says, "Oh, you look really good," to go, "Oh yeah, what, this old thing?" But actually, it's really important to say, "Gee, thanks," and to try and also compliment others when they're looking good, or not to just only focus on looks. Speaking of exercise, that's important as well. Getting out and staying busy. There's plenty of studies that have found that just getting a little bit active can improve somebody's mood. Of course, it improves health. It can also improve the way you feel about yourself. And it doesn't have to be, going and running 10K. It can just be out going for a walk, looking at the trees, chatting with a friend while you're having a little stroll around the block. Those things are good. Maybe find a nice place that you enjoy, so there's some nice things to look at. And so it's not a pressure. It's not another pressure to add to your life. Maybe something you can do with the family. I mean, everybody can benefit from getting out and being a bit active. If you're wondering about whether or not you need to worry, or whether or not your body's healthy, or whether you're normal as far as how your body's growing, a GP is a great person to talk to. The GP can answer some of your questions, can talk to you about healthy weight and healthy lifestyle, can talk about adolescent development and what's normal and the timing of things, and can help you out figuring out about even some of the emotional stuff as well. GPs are really good for that. And if they can't help you, they can certainly point you in the direction of somebody who can. So I would recommend that, you know, a young person who's worried about, you know, where they might be, or just curious, just wondering, to go and talk to a GP. And family members might want to mention that to their young people as well. You can go on your own, you can take a friend, or you can take someone, you know, that you trust who's an adult. So you've got lots of choices in how you go about it.